At BP, we're putting words into action, making our strategy happen, growing our upstream rapidly and efficiently with seismic imaging tech. 6 discoveries in 2025, 2 in Egypt, 2 in Trinidad and Tobago, 1 each in the Gulf of America and Namibia, as part of plans to drill 40 wells globally by 2027, helping drive long-term shareholder value. Learn more at bp.com/strategy at work.
So first,
absolutely,
and I was
let's dig it all up.
Oh, no.
True.
You'll never guess.
So sidebar.
Yes. And also, I feel like I shouldn't have to remember everything.
I know.
Actually, I have to talk about this.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is Also Podcast, a podcast we do where I'm going to complain about a bunch of things. That's what this podcast is.
This episode or this podcast?
It's the whole podcast, but specifically this fucking episode. I am livid, Meredith. And the worst part is we can't talk about it because we have to save it for this podcast. So like I
know.
I feel like I've been waiting to explode and it's going to happen.
Like hold it in. Yeah.
And it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks because I wasn't here last week.
I know, we missed you so much.
Did you? Because Jill did amazing. Jill fantastic.
Was great.
Jill, anytime, let me know because I refuse to record on vacation anymore.
That's totally fine.
It's so awkward. It's so awkward. Anyway, no, Jill did a great job. I listened for once. It was so much easier listening to someone else instead of me, although I did kind of have FOMO.
I get that.
What the fuck?
As Alicia just mentioned, she was on vacation. If you want to hear about that vacation and my trip, that's in a bonus episode on Patreon.
I did a Patreon about it. It was pretty exciting. It wasn't. It was, though.
I was.
I
stitched in the TikTok clip that you talked about in the episode.
Oh, that's great. I have been taking news stories for 2 weeks now because I have news to talk about.
You've just been collecting.
But before we get to the news, we have an Instagram, a TikTok, a YouTube, a Patreon. All the links are in our description. Check us out. Also, please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. It really helps the podcast. Anyway, before we get into news, we have to do small celebrations. Meredith, what's your small celebration for the week?
The heat is finally going away and I'm getting the best weather. I'm getting that like high 70s, like it's not humid anymore. Like, I just want to be able to go outside without profusely sweating from the first step outside. I love whenever it's so nice like this.
White people suck because white people never like the humidity or the heat. I love it. Us brown folks.
What?
Ooh.
Why would anybody like the humidity? You just sweat so much.
Guatemala's on that equator, and let me tell you, I
don't mind
love
heat,
roasting.
and I don't mind some humidity, but like an 85% humidity is obscene whenever the corn sweats are popping off in the Midwest.
I'll do it.
I won't.
The humidity has never stopped me from going outside. Not
I
yet.
won't stop, but like I'm not going to go for because it's going to be so nice out. I want to go for like a 10-mile walk this weekend.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, but like I won't do that in 85% humidity.
I love the hotter the better. I love it.
What about you? And it better not be the humidity.
It's actually kind of similar. So this weekend we also have like a very nice weekend coming where it's not going to be that hot. However, I feel like I missed all of summer in New York because every weekend it rains. So I'm always fucking inside. And like, sure, I can go out, but it's always fucking rainy. So this Wednesday was the last hot 90-something degree day. And I was like, before it rains, which it's raining now, but I was like, oh my God, I'm going to work from home and I'm going to block off an hour on my calendar. And I'm going to go to my roof and I'm going to tan and I'm going to sweat my little butt off. So I got a little tan line going. It's not good. I can get way darker than this. Like
a crisp one. Yeah.
I just haven't gotten the chance because it's always raining and then I work.
I get
we
that.
don't have summer Fridays, which that sucks. So my celebration was I was baking in the sun, and I know tanning's not good for you. I don't want to fucking hear it. I wear SPF 75, and I can still get very, very crisp. And I love
that
tanning's
bad for you. It's about doing it. It's about doing it the right way.
I will bake outside all day if I have the time. I love it.
I'm excited. We're getting a high UV this weekend too, and I cannot wait to that's why I want to go for a 10-mile walk. I'm like, let me exercise and get a tan on.
Ugh, let me get so fucking tan. I changed in my bathing suit and I was just up there just like
soaking it all in.
Best. Yeah, okay, can we jump to news? There's so much news. I'm crashing out.
Yes. It's like wee wee wee.
Okay, we're going to start small, I think, and we'll get larger, and then we'll end on a good note. Does that work?
Yes,
okay.
I desperately need that.
Did you see Sydney Sweeney's jean campaign at American Eagle?
How could I miss it? I mean, as somebody who works in advertising, I think this was done on purpose.
You do? Because how do you fuck this up this bad?
Yeah,
is what you're saying?
Yeah. There's not that much distance between people's decisions and backlash these days.
Yeah, I thought it was just I don't know if they fucked up, but they should maybe stop releasing shit. But it seems like they've doubled down and continued to release everything. I will say,
not that this gives credit to anything, but once you start a campaign, it's so much money invested into it. Unless it is really bad, which I think this is bad, but remember the Kendall Jenner Pepsi
the diet
commercial?
Pepsi,
that was
riots.
Really bad. Yeah. this is inappropriate, but they're gonna keep rolling with this stuff. This is the start of their campaign. We've got 3 months of this stuff.
Yeah, it's terrifying. And also, I am actually a huge fan of American Eagle jeans, and now I have to switch because it's this may seem irrational and whatever, but I can't. I need to mentally only support companies that align with me. So
I need you to stop calling your outrage and frustration with people for valid reasons irrational, because it's not irrational.
I think I've hung out with my parents for too long where they're like, that's a little crazy, Alicia. And I'm like, it's not though.
Yeah, but having a feeling about a company is not irrational. We get to our views on people's pages, our money to companies' pockets, and even personal people's pockets. That's how we use our voice in the highest way. So
You're right.
shopping somewhere shows what I value. And maybe other people don't look at it like that, but you and I do. So that's not irrational.
You're right. It's not, I may say it again at some point. Just call me out on it. But yeah, so I can't shop there anymore. And then Sydney Sweeney, I saw, did a video where she's like, people are really mean. And I'm like, yeah.
Are you kidding me? I'm gonna you aligned yourself with a very inappropriate message, and now you're like, oh my God, I can't believe people are saying anything about me. What about the horrible things people say to people of color every single day?
What about looking straight into a camera and going, my jeans are the best. It's been passed down for generations.
My blue jeans.
My blue jeans. My blonde, blue-eyed jeans are the best.
Yeah.
Let's whatever.
On this, have you seen that people are comparing this to a Ralph Lauren ad where they featured the Black African-American community from Martha's Vineyard? They did a messaging with that, and it's because Ralph Lauren is very classic Americana, type messaging. And so their ad is about, was it called Oakbrook? Oh, frick. I should know this because we watched Summer House Martha's Vineyard. I'm gonna ruin this now, but that side of the Martha's Vineyard, and people are see, they can do a video, and why is it not this, why aren't they getting backlash? Oak Bluffs, dang it.
What's it in the Bluffs? Something in the Bluffs.
Yes. But
I'm talking about.
See, they can do that, but why is Sydney Sweeney getting backlash? And it's celebrating somebody's culture is not the same as saying you have good genes and it's just a white person being shown. Because this message wouldn't be bad if you had people of color, people of different, sizes.
They couldn't even get a fat white person. It had to be a hot, skinny white person.
Yes. And she always is wow, people sexualize me. And it's you do that.
Girl.
Openly and willingly participate in things that sexualize you.
I had already cast her out after going to Jeff Bezos' wedding, but now I'm extra out on her ass. Yeah. Goodbye. Not someone I'll support. Anyway, other news, Jax is closing. Jax's bar, Jax's is closing. Are we surprised?
I saw a video today or on TikTok, and it was of Jack standing there while the sign was being taken down. And somebody was like, that's going straight into his townhouse.
Like, Justice for Jax is just going to respond and be like, look how sad this man is. Look what you've done. He has to pick himself up by the bootstraps and come back from this.
His exit from the Valley, I'm like, thank God we're done with him. But there's still so much more Bravo needs to do, in my opinion.
It's honestly like, though, so crazy that like on Vanderpump Rules, there was a crazy scandal that ended in a breakup and then their restaurant shut down. And now on the Valley, there's a crazy scandal that happens with a breakup and his restaurant gets shut down. It's just like kind of crazy how like you think he would have learned. Like,
Alicia, this whole week I've been thinking about that clip from season 1 of The Valley where Tom Schwartz is like, and soon you're going to be divorced and like
living with me on my couch.
Yeah. And he's like, don't say that. And it's like, it all came true. Like this, we had 2020 vision on the future of like what could happen to Jax, and everything happened that everybody said would. Like, he's a horrible human being. Of course your bar's going to like shut down.
It's actually depressing because I like kind of wish something had gone different so I could have been surprised.
Honestly.
I'm just like, Scandival was so surprising.
Yeah.
This was like,
thank God it finally happened.
We already kind of saw it. It was literally a mirror, just a different show with the same fucking people. So like, at the end of the day, we're not surprised. It's very funny. I just caught up on The Valley actually today, and I was like, this dude, my God, I don't know how he's made it this far as like an adult.
Alex Baskin, the executive producer of the show, like,
loves him.
Everybody's calling for him to be fired, and I agree. The fact that Brittany was thrown into a rose bush and that wasn't even mentioned on the show, and they actually like sent him to rehab after that fight where he like clear domestic abuse. And they're like, you know what? How about you go to a mental health facility and like simmer down over there for a little bit?
I actually still think that because The Valley was so good, I think we overlooked the overarching issue of like, these people got kicked off of Vanderpump Rules for a reason, and you're just going to bring them back. And like I said, I thought it, and then I went, but The Valley's really good, and I'm disappointed in myself. I was even like, it's fine if they give us good TV, but it's not. He's a shitty ass person and we shouldn't have overlooked it. And now we know. And whoever brought him back, Alex, probably should be fired. And that's that. Anyway.
On a happier note, did you see that Jax has been wearing, again, lifts in his shoes, and people found the exact shoes on Amazon?
Men are so embarrassing. They're so embarrassing. Just
like,
wear heels and be done with it. Just put a kid heel on and let me know.
You're sitting down. Why do you need those? You're sitting down the entire reunion.
His feet wouldn't hit the floor if he didn't have his legs.
It's like he literally is on an angled platform, and his ankles look so weird when zoomed in. Oh my God.
Oh, I saw that where it's like, it's so stupid. I honestly just thought it looked like he skipped leg day, if anything. It took me a while to see if there were lifts that like I caught on, because at first I was like, why are his ankles so fucking skinny? This dude's like, some credit to Jax, he's a big dude. Like, this man works out. How are his ankles that tiny? And then I was like,
same shoes.
It's a weird angle because he's on lifts.
Yeah. He wore the same shoes for the after show. And again, I'm like, you're sitting down. Why do you need these?
It really hinders him in the end because his ankles just look skinny.
Weird.
They look weird. They look weird in proportion. It's just weird. Awesome. Okay, should we get into some like really angry, not angry news, but it's going to anger me.
Yeah.
Can you say it?
Love Island season 6 couple Janae and Kenny have broken up, and at first this like aired or got out there.
Let's explain it. Yeah, from the beginning.
Late at night, Janae and Kenny went to David Dobrik's birthday,
which also yuck. Why are we hanging out with David Dobrik?
Another person who should not be able to come back from like terribleness.
No, leave him. I think his birthday was in Brazil or something. Leave him there. I
don't think they were in Brazil, were they?
I don't know. I could have made that up.
I'm sorry. If this happened out of the country, this adds a whole nother layer. Don't listen
to me. I'm spreading drama. You know, I see one thing and then I gossip about it. This was drama. That's not fact checked.
That's so true. You love to just make up things.
I like to exaggerate things. What happened. I'm just adding in that it might be in Brazil. We don't know.
I'm going to say 1% chance of that happening, but
we don't know.
They were posting, like, outside of it being David Dobrik's birthday, it looked like a good time. You know, like, Kenny has, like, a snake on his, like, neck and arms. You know, like, they're laughing, posting all these videos. And then apparently between 10 p.m. and, like, 2 a.m., the other, like, PPG plus members and a few other cast members start unfollowing Kenny. And it's like, wait a minute, what the fuck happened?
As they
and then
should.
We get this week, Janae posts a statement about it, and then Kenny posts a statement about it. The
very different statements,
completely different. Yeah, and then Janae follows up, being like, "No, take some accountability. Let's tell the truth."
Just as a highlight, I'm not going to go verbatim, but Kenny's statement was like, "Oh, I'm so grateful for the time we've had. Unfortunately, we have split. I'll always hold our memories together."
Like, not every relationship makes it the distance.
And then Janae's statement was, "Fuck this dude. What you think he did, times that by 10, make it worse. He's a living scum. We hate him. I'll never forgive him. I hope he dies." And then
I forgot about that. Because
follow-up statement.
Well, people thought he cheated, and she was like, "He didn't cheat. It's worse.
Even worse." Because I saw that, and I was like, "Damn, he cheat." And then her statement made me go, "Did he kill someone in her family?" I was like, "Holy shit!"
Does he have another family?
I couldn't think of what was worse. I was like,
same,
because I was thinking, I've seen the worst on Vanderpump Rules, right? He impregnated someone and then, like, tried to pay their abortion. That's the worst thing I could think of.
Jack season 1, for those who don't get the reference.
Yes. And then she followed up with, "Kenny, don't piss me off. I swear to God, you better fucking tell the truth because we go tit for tat." And I went, that has to be even worse than impregnating someone while dating her. Like, I was like, what are we doing? And then Leah posts, and she's like, "This fucking racist ass bitch Kenny." And I was like, racist? It's not funny. I'm sorry for laughing, but the shock, I was like, whoa.
I was like, whoa, what is happening?
Janae was right. I wouldn't have guessed. Have guessed. And then you got, like, he's a clout chaser, fuck him. And then Liv posted this thing, "What a fucking racist ass bitch, blah, blah, blah. I hope this gets you the clout you were hoping for." Then Serena's commenting on things like, "He's a fucking demon clout chaser." And I was like, holy shit, what happened? And then Janae's friend posted that thing that Janae reposted, and it was like, "Advisory to all girls, go through your..." Well, what? Were you going to interrupt?
I was going to say, she only posted it for like 2 hours because I'm like, this gave all the tea that I think they were like, wait, that was too much information put out there.
No, it was amazing. This friend was like, "Advisory to all girls, go through your man's phone and look up, like, keywords like, I don't even like black girls, and I'm only with her for the clout or the followers.
I can't wait for this show to be over so I can just fuck any woman I want."
Yep. She gave sentences. And I was like, oh my God, piss me off more, I dare you. I'm livid. I crashed out about this at least twice yesterday, like, minimum. Because here, can I crash out about it again really quick?
Yeah,
and then
go off.
And then I'll breathe. And then I'll take some water, break. Like, first of all, how dare you go on a public show seen worldwide, pretend to fall in love with this woman, not to mention cry over her after you brought another black woman back from Casa, and you just don't even like black women. You use 2 of them. You spill these fake tears, get America to root for you. We love your love. Janae falls in love with you. And it was all for what? Fucking clout. And also, aren't you Dominican or Puerto Rican? You're a Latin man. You're going to sit here and put down another minority group? Are you fucking kidding me? Honestly? And then you're with her for a whole fucking year. You couldn't just break up after the house. You had to, for the clout. What fucking clout clout. People only cared about you because they loved Janae. They didn't give a shit about you. If you came in the house before Janae and Janae never fucking met you, you think we'd give an absolute shit about you? No. Janae was queen bee from the beginning. We rooted for her. We watched her day in and day out fucking struggle, and you come in and we're like, finally, a good fucking guy. What a fucking joke. And here I was rooting for this goddamn man who, again, disappoints me. And this is why, okay, it's not all men, but it's always a man that disappoints us. So like, what the actual fuck? And then you're gonna sit here and put out a bullshit statement that's like, oh, I hope that our love is forever cherished. No, fuck you and die. Anyway, I need my water break.
Amazing. I understand slightly clout chasing. Every person that goes on a reality TV show wants attention. Like, that's not the problem, that you wanted attention. It's that you hated this woman and wanted attention so bad that you lied to her for a year and like faked a relationship. Not even on the show. I'll give him faking a relationship on the show. I don't care about that. The minute you leave that villa, you were with her for a whole year and didn't want to be. You're wasting her time, her emotions. Like, who are you? What a psychopath.
It's honestly, what a joke. But can I tell you something? And I should have spoken up. I should have said something and I didn't. But when after Love Island season 6, we're following everyone on Instagram. I followed all of PPG and their men. And then I saw Kenny followed Donald Trump and I unfollowed his ass. And I know he put out a statement and so did Janae where they're like, oh my God, Kenny, it doesn't mean Kenny's a Trump supporter. It just means that he like wants to be educated on what's happening in the world. But something didn't sit right with me. And I said, I'm still not going to refollow him. You know what? I will keep Janae, but I don't want Kenny anymore because I don't follow people who follow Donald Trump. It's not aligned with my wants. And I can't have that on my feed. And I knew something was fishy, but I chose to believe in my girl Janae. And this just proves that even if every girl I love falls in love with a man, I still have to hate that man. Like, I still need to be suspicious.
Trust your gut, just because, like, because especially the person they're dating can be blinded by other things that, like, we have clear eyes of these men. Like, we need to trust our gut on them. What was crazy is, I don't know if you're watching Love Island Beyond the Villa. Last week's episode, when he was like, oh, everybody follows me because they like my personality. I was like, what?
No,
what
we
personality?
Follow you for more pictures of Janae. My favorite thing that I've ever seen or heard Kenny do was when he cried over Janae. And even then, I honestly laughed because it was kind of funny, but like because I was more like, good for her making this man cry, you know?
Yeah.
But that was my favorite thing about. I don't know what he's done post anything.
I agree. And I remember when the trailer for Love Island Beyond the Villa came out and he was like, I don't want to like move in together. And I was like, oh, that's not crazy to not want to move in together when you've only known each other like, let's say 9 months when they filmed this. I don't know exactly when they filmed this, but then I find out that it's just them having random apartments in LA for like 3 months. Like that. Why wouldn't you live with your significant other when you're just filming a show in LA for a few months? Like,
just ask if you get a 2-bedroom.
Nobody asked you guys to buy a house together and like, lock yourselves in. It's a short-term lease, babe.
Yeah, I didn't clock that until last episode when they were talking about like, I forget who it was. Maybe it was Kendall was like, oh, are you going to move to LA? And I was like, they're not living in LA because Kenny lives in Texas and Janae lives in Nevada. And they were talking about possibly moving to LA. And I was like, so they just are basically in next door hotel room, but giant ass apartments. And I was like, that doesn't really make sense if you're just living with someone for 3 months that you lived in a house with for like multiple weeks already with other people. Like you could easily do that. And if you're concerned about your space, just ask for 2 fucking bedrooms.
Or like you can go home to your real apartment in Dallas for a weekend. Like you can take space. This is a short-term lease and I bet Love Island is paying for this.
Do you think he cheated on her though? Do you think that's why he needs his own space?
No, I don't think he was cheating on her when they were in LA. Like that would be crazy. But I would
She's right next door. He's like, don't come over tonight.
I mean, actually, I can't trust that he didn't do anything.
I can't trust
a man would. A man would is the problem.
He would. A man. This guy would. Kenny would, absolutely.
I would not be surprised to hear if he cheated on her after hearing some of those texts.
And this man, I love us just removing him from followers. That's amazing.
He's
too.
Lost Can I also
over 200K.
Can I be mean and selfish?
Yeah, how rude of you to even ask me. The answer is yes.
This one's unfortunately about Janae. I need that girl on a podcast. I need to know exactly minute by minute what happened. And it's so selfish of me. And I'm so sorry. I need her trauma spilled out to me.
You know what, though?
I need to actually know what happened.
You know what, though? Don't go on the Vile Files. Literally any other podcast. Well,
that's so true.
Well, not any, but go on like Not Fat But Not Skinny, or like even Chicks in the Office, and they're terrible too sometimes.
Like,
go on Kiki. Oh my God, Kiki Palmer is actually amazing because I do love her and love her podcast. Don't go on I saw a joke and I almost banged my head into a wall, and it was just like a meme of like a cat trying to like grab something, and it was like Nick Viall trying to get Janae on the Vile Files, and I was like, here's the thing though, I can't listen if she does. I'll need to watch a recap because
the only way I could watch it is if Nick literally showed me a signed contract that he would give her all the money from that episode.
Well, here's the other thing. You know, if Nick Viall does it, he's going to be like, but Janae, how did you not know that he hated, like he's going to claim her because he hates women and he hates people of color.
No, he's not going to actually know what happened to then like ask the questions of like the nuanced details of what's been going on in their life and all the things that led up to build the story.
Oh my God.
All the times he was lying to her. Like Nick would just be like, so he like did you dirty and that's it. And it's like, no, I need you to go into unfortunately intimate detail about how over the last year, this man has been sleeping with a gun underneath her bed, hating her.
I thought of something really mean, and I don't even know if I should say it, but it's so mean. And
that means you have to say it.
Oh, it's so mean. It's going to get me canceled. Nick Viall would be the type of person to look Janae in the face after she told him what Kenny did and be like, well, not everyone likes black girls, Janae. That would be Nick Viall.
Or he would be like, well, that was before the show and like before he met you.
No, he would straight up be like, I don't like black girls. Like that would be Nick
He's not
Viall.
that avert, unfortunately, because then he wouldn't have a following. Nick Viall is way more sinister and like undercover, and it's annoying that so many people listen to him.
At BP, we're putting words into action, making our strategy happen. Growing our upstream rapidly and efficiently with seismic imaging tech. 6 discoveries in 2025. 2 in Egypt, 2 in Trinidad and Tobago. 1 each in the Gulf of America and Namibia. As part of plans to drill 40 wells globally by 2027. Helping drive long-term shareholder value. Learn more at bp.com/strategy at work.
So stop listening to him. Stop following Kenny. Stop with these men. Unfortunately, we have to talk about another man that has disappointed me and pissed me off all in the span of a week. In a week, I've lost 2 men that I have dated.
No, like 3 days.
And this is why I'm crashing out. Okay. Oh my God. I have to report on this because it's both of my special interests, and it could have been better. So my special interests are Bravo and women's basketball. Those are the 2 things I love more than anything in the world, right? And so then I find out yesterday there's a podcast that incorporates fucking both, but here's the worst part about the podcast. At first I was like, oh, how fun. West Wilson is hosting it, and I love West, and I have a huge crush on him from Summer House, and even though he has shown some red flags, I look past those.
Okay, but at first I was like, do we really need another Bravo star with a podcast? No matter who else was with it, I was like, good God.
No, literally. And everyone remember we've had this podcast longer than all the Bravo stars. That's how sad this is. But then
I'll give Sheena and Stassi their cred because they've had theirs longer.
That's true. You know what? Shout out Sheena. No, just kidding. But then I saw his guest, or not his guest, but I saw he was with my least favorite WNBA player because her nickname is Maga Barbie, but her real name is Sophie Cunningham. And then I did some investigative journalism and I went, they're both doing this podcast together, and that makes me want to die. Because
I almost texted you when I saw it because I was like, I swear that's the girl we talked about was Maga Barbie, but I couldn't fully remember.
Here's why. Some of you might be like, why does this anger you? Because West for all of his flaws, has not shown me that he is anything but a liberal. He supports the LGBTQIA plus community.
He's done articles.
He's done articles to support them. I'm pretty sure, inadvertently, like, endorsed Kamala Harris in 2024. And his mom's a gynecologist, so you would think that he cares about women's bodily autonomy.
He's talked about how supportive he is of women's rights because of, like, growing up with his mom as a gynecologist.
Okay, great. So why do we need to give someone nicknamed MAGA Barbie a platform? Why? I know.
No. Not just a platform. It's not like he had her on as an interview guest. This is somebody he is pairing up to have a podcast with. It just tells me that everything else was so performative.
Yeah. And, like, I understand he is in sports. I can, like, okay. And I think you said they went to high school together or something. So they, like, know each other. And, like, that's all fine and dandy. But the problem is, like, you are now giving her the opportunity to spread her bullshit on your podcast, and you're going to allow that, and inadvertently you are now attached to that. Like, if you are around shitty people, you're gonna smell like shit too. Like, that's just how that goes. You are teaming up with her, even if you don't align, you're still, like, on
it's
the
different when you're
team.
Co-hosting.
Yes.
I understand people saying, like, I'm not going to not interview someone because they're MAGA. Okay, sure, fine. Like, you are a sports, you're in the sports journalist, realm. You need to talk to people who you don't align politically with. I agree with that. But
also, wait, pause on that.
Wait,
I want to add to you the idea. Yes, if you're interviewing someone about their sport, that's fine. But this podcast is, like, not
everything.
She has the ability to give her opinion on not just her sport, and that's where it's concerning. That is where it's concerning. And you might also be like, I don't know, our audience is, I'm assuming, pretty liberal, because, like, that's all I do is talk about this, and this is not a safe space for MAGA ever. No. But it's like for anyone who might be like, oh, but Sophie Cunningham's in the league and, like, she may not fully align with MAGA. It doesn't matter. The fact that she supported him in 2024 is crazy. The fact that she was reposting bullshit by one of Trump's sons about how Kamala Harris sucks and making fun of her is bullshit. And it's extra bullshit that she is in a league that is built on the backs of gay and black women. Like, that is such bullshit. And you support an administration who does not support your friends and coworkers like that. Like, that's insane. It makes no sense. And so, Wes Wilson, you have disappointed me, and I no longer can support you. I'm so sorry. I can't do it.
He went to school and, like, played football in Montana, and he's from Missouri. And him being so outspoken liberally, I've always wondered how he manages his, like, friends, because there's no way there isn't a chunk of them that are MAGA and, like, Republican. And this just proves to me that he doesn't check his friends if they say something inappropriate. Because if he has known Sophie Cunningham since high school and she was doing all of that shit, there is no way he wasn't checking her, or, like, there's no way he was checking her, because if he was, then their first episode would address all the horrible things she has said. And what's even more insane is they were leaning into it by saying, like, oh, this podcast is going to get us canceled.
It is.
So you know what you're doing.
It's just disappointing because, like, oh my God, I hope it does get them canceled. But, like, these are such specific special interests. Like, a lot of people who watch the WNBA also love reality TV. Like, these things perfectly align, and they had to go and pick, like, a white man and a MAGA Barbie to
white woman.
This. You could have it could have been so good. It could have been so good. And now there's a special interest podcast for me that I can't listen to. And another thing that really pisses me off about MAGA Barbie is the fact that, okay, let's hypothetically say that she actually doesn't support MAGA or whatever. The fact that she has not come out and told her fans to stop calling her that is crazy. If anyone ever associated me with MAGA, I don't care if I lost everyone I ever knew. I would be like, that is not how I align. And know that. Put that on the record.
It's the same way verbatim. With voting. People won't talk about their votes when they voted for Donald Trump. But when you voted for Kamala Harris, you're like, of course I voted for her. Like, I'm not embarrassed to say that.
I'm not a fucking moron. So anyway, fuck that. I'm so mad that like my special. So I guess we're the only podcast that does both still.
Hey, all I'm hearing is we've carved our niche.
Listen here. I think we now go up against directly Sophie Cunningham and Wes Wilson for these podcast views, but on the other side of things.
I do hate a lot of people from Missouri, and they are two from the list also being from Missouri.
Honestly,
God damn it. Now I've got Tom Sandoval, Sophie Cunningham, and Wes Wilson. And,
you know,
it's just me and Andy going on the other side.
You're now outnumbered. It used to be 2v2, and now you had Wes Wilson. You're outnumbered. Yeah, Missouri side. I just have Jesse Solomon to fight. That's terrible. But
I would rather have him.
I know. At this point, no, same, because at least he's not doing a podcast with anyone named MAGA Barbie. He's just dangerous to date. I don't want to date him, so like, we'll grab a drink.
It's just emotional warfare if you're dating him. So like, I can avoid that easily.
Yeah, I can't even hang out with Wes anymore out of fear that he's gonna bring Sophie Cunningham around. That's a fear. Yuck!
I'm so upset.
Yo, who am I gonna? There's not a man on Bravo. The worst part is yesterday we were like so pro West, and then I found this out and I was like anti. And we were literally talking about how I love West earlier yesterday before I found out.
Yes.
That's the worst part about this.
Because for people who follow us on socials, I was making the Summer I Turned Pretty edits, and I was asking people, what do I put for West? And they were like, the summer that he's not a clout chaser. And I was like, no, I love West. And then literally within 3 hours, I was like, fuck that man. Yes, the summer he isn't chasing clout.
He's chasing the MAGA clout, which is crazy. Crazy.
No, I don't think he's like chasing to be a Republican, but he's willing to
get those fans. He's willing to accept those fans. He's chasing the clout of MAGA to be like, come follow me. Come join my... Yes, I'm a good guy.
Your morals aren't that strong if you're willing to co-host a podcast with someone who is so horrible. And then to have done articles about how you're liberal and the things you support, how important it is to you, just tells me that you wanted people's goodwill after you were a horrible human being to Sierra, and you wanted to win that back by coming out as a liberal, but you won't stand on business when the time comes. I'm just so tired of people's morals blowing in the wind based on whatever opportunity comes.
He could have done a podcast with literally any WNBA player besides her. And I know they went to high school together. I get it.
Okay, but you don't have to know the person that intimately to start a podcast with them. You didn't need to start a podcast first off.
I doubt they kept in touch. I doubt these two kept in touch from high school.
I bet they did because they are probably one of a few who went on to play college sports.
Oh, that's true. I forgot that I always forget he did anything. You know what? Fuck this white man. Fuck, another white man disappoints me. I should have known better than to trust a white man. And here I was sticking up for him all last season.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I won't get it twisted this year. Don't you worry about a thing. We're good.
3 terrible men giving us horrible things this week.
Who's the third?
Jax, Kenny, and Wes Wilson.
No, you're right. Wow. Damn. All right. Well, can I cheer you up with some good WNBA news?
Yeah, let's go to the women, because that's where, like, all good things lie. Well, most good things, because there are terrible women out there, too. But not as
many as terrible men, so we feel safer. Woo! Anyway, oh my gosh. Okay, so 2-ish, maybe over 2-ish weeks ago, Meredith, was the WNBA All-Star Game.
I've been waiting for this.
Oh, do you know about it? How much did you want me to explain a lot? Do you only want me to explain a little?
No, I want you to tell me everything because you telling me is even better. I tried to avoid some stuff, but some of it was everywhere, so I couldn't.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to let me preface this. So there's 2 parts of WNBA All-Star Weekend I do want to talk about. There is a live stream by the Stud Buds, and then there's like the actual shit that was happening. So there's 2 parts, but I'm going to go chronologically because I know you like a timeline, okay?
Love.
So basically, just to give you some background, the Stud Buds are 2 women on the Minnesota team. They kind of look alike in the sense that they dye their hair the same pink color and they're kind of the same height and they're both kind of tiny compared to other players in the league. They're both pretty tiny players.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're both studs. So they're the stud buds, and they stream on Twitch a lot. That's how they make like extra revenue. And they'll like, if they're traveling, they'll pull other teams, like players in, and they'll just sit and chat with them. Sometimes it's just them, but they go live, I think, every day. I had never turned into a stream, and I barely turned into this one, but like a lot happened. So the stud buds were like, hey, guess what? We're going to go live for all of the 72 hours of All-Star Weekend and take you with us. Take the fans with us, because not everyone can be an indie.
Yeah.
So they did that. So All-Star Weekend starts Thursday, right? Let's go. So they do this thing called the orange carpet, and the stud buds take us to the orange carpet with them. And basically, they are the ultimate hype women. They look at everyone and they kept going, you look good. You look good to everyone. What's up, fine shit? That's what they said to everyone, right? But they are hyping up the crowd, and everyone knows about the live stream. So like all the other players will be like, is this the stream? And like point at the camera. I think there's this camera guy that they have literally just following them around, streaming live. They have microphones, but some stuff is getting cut, and they like occasionally mute if it's like a private conversation. So like some shit you couldn't catch, but for the most part. So basically there's this orange carpet where all the all-stars like walk, and they do a lot of press interviews. And then the stud buds are also posted up, not interviewing, just like chatting with people. So basically they're on my first note. They're on the orange carpet, and I'm hitting on all the couples I've talked of before, because these are my specific interests. Okay. So remember the French couple I told you about, Gabby and Marine Johannes?
Yes.
Okay, Gabby is the one on the Seattle Storm. She's my favorite player that I'm obsessed with. And this is her first All-Star game. So she's walking the carpet, and she looks incredible. But so Courtney sees Gabby coming. Oh yeah, let me tell you, the stud buds' names are Courtney and Natisha. Okay, those are your two. Courtney is way more outgoing than Natisha is. Courtney just says shit and doesn't think twice about it. So Courtney sees Gabby while she's talking to other people, and she's like, oh, I gotta go tell Gabby. She looks incredible. And they're like, all right, but like, don't flirt, because you know. And just to give you a reminder, Gabby and Marine Johannes, everyone knows they're like dating / engaged, but they have never confirmed. They do no PDA. They never have confirmed it.
They don't have any even like interest, right? Or not interest, sorry. They don't have any like key moments like Paige and AZ have with like the phone case.
No, none of that
like
shit.
Birthstones, like it's not like little like clues or anything.
The most you'll get out of them is they like occasionally touch a little long in a basketball game, but that's like, and like maybe they post pics together, but that's like it. No, they have not. It's just not talked about, but everyone knows. So they're like, don't hit on her, because Courtney is gonna hit on her. So they're like, be respectful, please. And so Courtney goes over there, and she's like, Gabby, you look good. And Gabby's like, oh my God, hey. And they hug because they're friends. And then Gabby sees the live stream, and Gabby's a very private person. So she's like, if this is it, I gotta go. But she like says it jokingly. She's like, I don't want to be on it. But Courtney's like, no, wait, tell the people what you have on. So Gabby's like, okay, this is my outfit. Yeah. And then she's like, okay, like, see you later, Courtney, and starts walking away. And Courtney goes, if it doesn't work out, call me, fine shit. Gabby looks at her and like just laughs, walks away. And Natisha is just sitting there going, why did you say that? And Courtney's like, I think she's maybe interested. And Natisha's like, no, she's not.
She's not.
Then the stud buds proceed to go to like this back part of the convention center that we're at, where I'm assuming like significant others, families, like players that aren't on the carpet are, just to chill. And they run into none other than Marine Johannes. And Courtney's like, who's even more private. This bitch won't even get in a TikTok. Like, she fucking hates the camera.
Oh my God.
And so she sees Courtney coming, and Courtney's like, Marine, and like they hug or whatever. And Courtney like points to the live and was like, no, I know y'all are about to be messy because you're gonna say I was hitting on her woman. And Marine's face is just like, no. And then she looks at Marine and she's like, your woman looked good. And Marine goes, thank you. And Courtney goes, and you look good. Marine goes, thank you. Courtney goes, and we love you. And Marine's like, thank you. And then you can see her just staring at the live, being like, okay, bye. Like, goodbye.
Like, get away from me.
Oh, it was so funny. Courtney really. Later, people were like, you outed them. And Courtney made a good point where she's like, if you're really that hidden, like, you wouldn't be out together. Like, because they showed up together to the thing. There are pictures of them going to all the parties together.
Yes.
It makes sense.
I do understand people being like, hey, they clearly keep it very private. Like,
you don't have to
want to be. You don't want to be on your 72-hour live stream. Like, leave them alone. They're clearly private people.
You don't have to hit on one and then tell the other that you weren't hitting. Like, I
don't mind her hitting on Gabby, but like to go then backstage and then make it a thing with Marine,
Don't be like, if it doesn't work out, even if it's a joke, like, don't do that on your live stream. It was funny though, because they both were 1000%. Like, oh my God. So then we're going to cut to like actual interviews, not the Stud Buds live stream. Mm-hmm. So there was this one interview, which I'm sure you saw. It went so viral with Paige.
This is one thing I've seen.
We got to talk about it. So this girl, Maddie, she runs this account called Wag Talk, which I follow because normally it's NBA, like wives and girlfriends. And what she basically does is she asks you a bunch of questions about your athlete. And then at the end you go like boyfriend or reveal or whatever, husband reveal, and then the girlfriend or wife will say the name of said player. So she interviewed Paige, obviously, and started with, how well do you know your D1 girlfriend? And Paige was like, all right. So she answered a bunch of questions about AZ, obviously. And then at the end said her girlfriend's name is AZ Fudd. And we all went, oh my God, she's confirmed it. And I also want to talk about this because Maddie got a lot of backlash because they said Paige looked really uncomfortable and how dare Maddie take advantage of Paige like that and blah, blah, blah. But Maddie came out and said that she asked Paige to do it. Paige did not have to do it. B, her microphone says Wag Talk. So it wasn't like hidden. C, the first question was, how well do you know your D1 girlfriend? Paige could have said no thanks right there and there would be no interview.
And she would not have aired that footage if Paige had declined to do that.
She said like if Paige at any point wanted to stop, she wouldn't have aired it. And she knows Paige from like previous interviews. So like get over it, you know? But it was so cute. It was so cute. They're finally in love I like that publicly.
They did it with Paige talking about AZ. Not like AZ talking about Paige.
Because AZ's made a few statements.
Yeah,
it's very cute. So we're pumped about this. Anyway, so now let's go back to the Stud Buds. These two are menaces.
So, clearly, if I saw them coming, I would literally like duck and weave to like not get in there.
I gotta go. So the Stud Buds then are filming in like the back of the convention center. People are leaving. This is my favorite clip from them. You see in the background, they're talking to another player, but obviously the cameraman is is always moving, like whatever. And you see Paige, Gabby, and Maureen Johannes walking out.
No.
Maureen, I swear to God, she has a sixth sense. She clocked that camera and she got out of the frame. She moved to the point that Gabby literally like looked around and was like, where'd she go? Like in the clip, you see Gabby kind of be like, where? And Maureen is like out of it. And so Gabby then they see the Stud Buds and her and Paige like walk past it and are just like, hey, Maureen booked it. I don't know where she went. She hopped on a scooter and left. She was like,
because that was after the first interaction, right? She's like, I'm not going to even get caught talking to you because I don't want to like talk to you and have you say things I don't feel comfortable with.
Not again. Okay. So now let's go. The Stud Buds, this is where they're real menaces. They took us out on the town, Meredith. We went to the WNBA party where everyone was getting trashed. Trashed, including the Stud Buds. They're doing shots with everyone. They started dancing with their Minnesota coach, who the next day was like, that was AI, that wasn't real, because they were all smashed. Caitlin Clark's yelling into the live stream while her best friend Katie Martin is taking her cup out of her hand to be like, let's just not have questions about this. Because, you know, like, they're all 21, but also to like, it's just like, let's just not have questions about it. The most important part here was, remember how I told you about that couple, Sanaya Rivers and Marina Mavry, where I was like, I will not be fooled again. I think they're dating, but we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
the stud buds caught him in a few compromising positions. So there was one where we're doing a line dance, and Sanaya's arm is wrapped around Marina's waist, and she's flowing with her. And I know Sanaya is teaching Marina to dance, but you don't gotta grab her at the waist like that. It looked suspicious. And then Sanaya clocks that camera and she lets go, which that's suspicious. And then the stud buds are doing a dance battle, so everyone's around them. I don't know what they were doing actually, but the camera in the background got Sanaya standing there clapping, and then Marina comes around and puts one hand over the shoulder of Sanaya and the other hand under her arm, so she's like around her from behind, and then clocks that camera and let's go. And I was like, oh my God, you guys are in love, you guys are dating. I know it. I have to know it. It's amazing, right?
I feel like the players are gonna be like, "You're not doing this again." Like,
no,
you're airing out her dirty laundry.
It was amazing watching a drunk Natisha Heidemann try and hit on Angel Reese, who was twice her size and has a boyfriend. Was so funny. This girl was like, another player had to grab Natisha and be like, "No, like go away."
This is crazy. This is better than reality TV.
It was better
because it's unedited. Yes. Messy, drunk, like having fun, nothing like terrible, like good old fun that you're just like, all the footage
I do have to say, it was great that it wasn't like as staged for drama. My problem is when it was slow, it was slow. Like, I clocked in a few times and I was like, I don't care about your car ride to the bar. I don't care about it. But then what else we got was AZ showed up late to the party. That Paige was already at because she's in the All-Star game, and they were attached at the hip, man. They would not let go of each other. We got shots of Paige having her arm around AZ as they're talking. We have AZ grabbing onto Paige's arm, like, oh my God, these two are
so in
love. Okay, it gets even better. So then the next day, everyone's hungover. The stud buds are struggling, but they persist because they have to. I also was like, when did they sleep? Because I think it was live the whole fucking time. Doesn't matter. So they
had to have gone down like for like at least 6 hours.
Someone was trying to explain, another basketball player was trying to explain the live stream to her mom, and her mom went, "What do they do when they sleep?" And the player goes, "I don't think they do, Mom." And the mom was like, "What?" Anyway.
It seems like it.
Anyway, the stud buds are out and about again, but we can just skip the day because there wasn't much that happened. Let's get to the nightlife, because when I tell you Indianapolis turned into Miami, it was insane.
Yeah.
So basically, I think the WNBA has like this, like they always have parties separately, you know? So they have a party and it looks kind of like a lame party. It was pretty lame. Everyone's doing shots, sure, but like it didn't seem bumping, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm not doing anything. Let me just click into the live, see what's happening, right? I get in just as everyone's going, hey, we're heading to AZ's party. We're going to AZ's party. So I go, I am confused. So instead of watching them actually go there in a car, which is so boring, I looked this up. AZ announced on Saturday or Friday, she's coming out with a new podcast called Fud Around and Find Out. So she announced it All-Star Weekend. And then she was hosting a party for it, sponsored by Steph Curry and Patron. So I can't go bad.
Love.
Because she signed to Steph's label. So she's having a party, and all the WNBA girlies were not at her party, but I'm sure Paige said, I'm going to AZ's fucking party, right?
Yeah.
Because what the fuck? So they all left their WNBA party to go to AZ's party, and when I tell you, I had FOMO from this party. This looked like a fucking party. Everyone was so drunk. Everyone was dancing. The music was loud. We had shots of Patron. Her parents were in the Stud Buds live stream. Like nutty, right? Her parents were giving glares. They were like, who are these two pink-headed weirdos with a camera in our face? But yeah, so basically, AZ earlier in the night before the WNBA got there had told another Twitch streamer that was live that the Dallas Wings flew her out as a +1. So spice
Love
there,
that.
Which people are saying, no, Dallas is trying to get AZ to join the team. That's not how it works. And also, hot take that I can go into later, I don't want AZ on the same team as Paige.
Agreed.
That's a hot take, mostly because I think AZ could be a franchise player if she goes to a different team. But if she goes to Dallas, Paige is going to be the franchise player and AZ can do her own. Anyway, that's just my opinion. But so then all the WNBA start showing up. We first see Paige, who, when she gets drunk, no one is behind her eyes. Let me tell you, you can clock this bitch. And it's like, there is no one home, Meredith. I don't know if AZ drinks, but compared to Paige, she was stone cold sober this night. The two of them.
Well, I also, when you're the one hosting it and it's like a business party for you, I get why you're going to keep it together. Let me tell you, more.
One person was firing on all cylinders and the other person had no life. Had no life whatsoever. But I did hear from a sports journalist that was at the party. She said that before Paige showed up, they were by the VIP section and AZ kept like looking around. And so her and her friend were like, I bet Paige is about to walk in and she's just looking for Paige. And then Paige ran out of nowhere and picked AZ up and like spun her around. And like, they were like, it was so cute. And I wish I had seen it, but it's okay. It's okay.
That's so disappointing it wasn't like captured.
I think it was like also around their UConn teammates because the girls were like, it was so nice to see their UConn teammates like cheering for them because like it felt like they were finally like out. And so it was like, okay, this was a safe space until the stud buds show up and it's for the world.
Seriously.
Stud buds get there, they get the party going. They don't even really know AZ Fudd, which is the best part because they kept calling her Ozzy. We're going to Ozzy's party. And my favorite was Courtney when she's like, I don't know, we're going to like some Ozzy's party or something. Someone told me about, I was like, that is so stupid.
It makes me feel like I'm in like high school or college when you're just like getting random like, invites and the word is just spreading. You're like, I don't know, I just hear this party's fun. We're going.
And then Natisha Heidemann like finds AZ and starts trying to interview her. And you can tell no idea who this woman is. And AZ's just like answering the questions. Again, probably sober, which the stud buds are not. It was so painful to watch. But then Paige gets in the frame and then they give us all these cute little moments where they're like laughing together and holding hands and dancing together. And Paige puts her arm around AZ and it was like very, very, very cute. It was very cute. They sang Love by Keisha Cole to each other. It was very cute. Meanwhile, though, the stud buds are absolute menaces. They are hitting on everyone who walks. They are showing the camera. They are like, you're drunk, get on camera. You're drunk, get on camera. They were dance battling. These people are nuts. And then we actually had the All-Star game, which was like a lot of fun. But the next morning, Natisha needed an IV, which is absolutely hilarious.
I get it.
Hilarious.
Jeez.
Now,
this is a bender of a weekend.
The problem with this live stream now was that afterwards, people were like, oh my God, I loved the live stream, including a one enemy of mine, Dave Portnoy. So Dave's people reached out to the Stud Buds people and were like, would love to come on your stream. And the Stud Buds were like, yeah, we're going to have Dave Portnoy on. To which they received a ton of backlash because people were like, A, you literally play in the WNBA and this man is a menace to all women. B, he hates Black women and gay women, to which both of you are both of those things. And C, this man has dragged Angel Reese through the fucking mud and you're going to allow him a platform, to which then they were like, we'll just have a conversation with him.
I hate that.
We'll ask him why he hates Angel Reese.
Did they?
Well, everyone was like, don't do it or we will stop watching you. That the threat is now the fans. They actually have kept, and they had tens of thousands of fans always on their Twitch. Now they're like, we will literally stop watching. The fact that you're considering it pisses us off, but like, we will stop. And then Dave Portnoy went on his one of his 80 podcasts and he was like, I can't believe they're receiving backlash for this. All I was going to do was have a conversation and I hate Angel Reese for good reasons and blah, 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 blah. Fuck you, you geriatric loser. Like, literally,
I don't understand why people are confused that they have backlash.
I don't. The only other thing I want to mention, I want to end on a really happy note, was that they, on Sunday, went to a party that the WNBA hosted, but they got... The Diplo was DJing, right? Which is hilarious in its own right. But Diplo's DJing. And on the stream, Courtney's like, who is this clown? I'm going to tell him to play some real music. And goes up to Diplo and like starts song requesting. And he's like, no, she didn't know who Diplo is.
I saw that.
That's the best.
And I was like, that's amazing. I want to be successful enough in my life to not give a shit who people are.
No, that is so. And then she tried, like, after on like a sober Twitch stream a few days later to be like, I knew who Diplo was. And everyone's like, no, you didn't.
That's
you
okay, but you didn't.
But the fact that you went up to Diplo and was like, can I make a request for some hip hop was so
You just think he's
funny.
Like a house DJ at a bar that you can just be like, hey, I need you to play this song. Instead of him having a whole set list he's pre-prepared.
That is so funny. Like, he's going to play anything but his own music. And you're just
Diplo doesn't take requests, babe.
Excuse me, sir. Can you put on some Beyonce? That is so funny. I will say, though, I do think I am very different than the stud buds, because the music they were getting down to, I would be like, I don't know how to dance to this. I put on some Zed or something. Put on
you
The Middle by
Diplo.
Zed. I would have been a Diplo, baby. But yeah, it's like hard rap. I think the thing is, this is what I clocked was like when we went to college, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like some EDM, but like obviously a lot of like house party beats where we would like sing some, but we were like jumping up and down, dancing, flailing basically. Occasionally you could put on like a good rap song to which we're all going to grind to. No. These WNBA parties were like, it would just be like a rap song and they would all just stand around and like bop and sing and like rap the song. And I was like, no, I get it, but like, let's like break it down, you know? Like,
I want to jump around. I want to like burn some This is an exercise.
That's why Diplo for me
would have hit.
I would have eaten that up. But yeah, that's my WNBA news.
No, that was amazing. That's such a fun weekend. I'm glad to hear that All-Star Weekend was a good one. I know there's always like good attention when it comes around. Like I know the 3-point contest is always a big one. And for the last 2 years, it's been like Caitlin Clark, whatever. People were on her about not playing, but being out partying as if like you can't drink and have a good time with a groin injury. Like
Dude, she
it's
has
okay to not play.
I will say though, they did wear to the game shirts that said "Pay us what you owe us," which is very good. That. But I will say a former WNBA player, her name's Candace Parker, who I used to really like, but now I really don't because she's kind of a hater. She also now has a podcast, and she was saying like, how can they wear those shirts and then perform terribly in an all-star game? To which Candace Parker, the all-star game's not real. They're not going to risk injury to like just goof around with their friends.
It's just for fun.
This is like we're going to take half-court shots and like see if we make it. You know, like this isn't an actual game. This is just a
pickup game. Like if you all went to a park to have fun and play together and like see people who normally wouldn't be on a team play together.
But hater Candace Parker was like, it's actually disrespectful to ask for more money when you play that, like that bullshit. Like I couldn't even watch it. It was so bad. And I was like, it's not a real game. And so now I'm like,
a crazy critique.
No, it was crazy. And the worst part is her co-host is Aaliyah Boston, who is currently in the league and was on the All-Star team. But Aaliyah didn't look like said anything. She was just like, no, that's a fair opinion. And I was like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Because has she seen you play in an actual fucking game with your actual fucking team?
That's the thing, defend yourself.
No, literally. So I don't know. Candace Parker, I think, is just a big hater. She has said other stuff that it's like rubbed me the wrong way recently. So
that's what I feel sad about is from what I've seen, and maybe this is wrong because I don't know as much. So correct me if I'm wrong on this. But whenever last year's kind of like generation or incoming class came in, it felt like there was a big power struggle for name recognition and effort. And like there's years of women who have been in the WNBA and deserve that recognition. But to know that like there's a big spotlight because of this incoming, like kind of like, I'll call it like freshman class coming into the league is giving you a huge spotlight, and to put them down for something that will only benefit you too. I always never liked that. It feels like it's kind of like this a war between some legacy players and maybe some people have retired in those incoming classes.
I agree. Like, I'm sorry to Candace Parker that when she played, it wasn't this big of a scene. And like, that's really upsetting. But now you can benefit from that because you are such an iconic player. Like, she's one of those names that will never get lost because she was so good. Right. And now she can have a podcast on the WNBA because it's big and get real listeners. Right. So she can also benefit from it. There's no need to put it down just because you struggled. You know, like,
yes,
you did amazing, but now you should also benefit from what you did. Take your name, make a podcast about it, but stop being a hater. I don't know.
No,
it's weird.
I think it's really important to know the history and like not just focus on the incoming class, but it's not their fault and it's not a bad thing. Like, why is it a bad thing that there's more attention on this?
No,
I never got that because there's a few other players who definitely hated on Caitlin Clark for invalid reasons. There is reasons to like hate on her for other things that have happened in the last few years, but like just for coming in and having attention, I was like, that's a worthy thing to have.
Yeah. And she's good. She's a very good player.
Yeah.
She is. She has a lot of talent. And it just so happened, I think she came up at the right time with the right, like, she's very showy. And I think it works out for her benefit. And that's great. And she did take kind of a crappy, like, I was not a basketball school. And she took it and made it into something, which I think is admirable. And she should get recognition for it. Sure, hate her on a few other things. That's fine. But as far as recognition, she's helping build this league into something more.
Yeah. You can't hate on her for bringing attention to the league.
Yeah. And now these other players are being able to say, well, now we're making more revenue. We want more money based off of that, which I think is also fair. And 100%. It's coming up. If they don't come to an agreement, I think before October or something with the players in the league, there's a lockout for next year.
I love it.
So, but all these players have better options to go. They have Unrivaled. They can go overseas now. Like,
well, they make most of their money from not the WNBA, like not their contracts. So like, okay, like you're not going to want me. I'll start pickup games and people will still want to watch me do this.
Yeah. I think it was Sue Bird on her podcast said that she played in Russia a few years and she was like, I made millions. Oh. And she goes, and then I would come back. Maybe it was a guest of hers that said it, but Sue agreed. But you go overseas, you make millions, and then you come back to the W and you're making like 50K, and then they get fined for doing stupid shit, right? And so they get $500 in fines, and they're like, well, that's a percentage of our salary at this point. Yeah. So like we must go somewhere else. So like, yeah, whatever.
And that's really hard, I bet, right now because of the conflict with like Russia and Ukraine. Like players are not going over there like for safety. That you're like there's fewer options, which is not the league's fault by any means, but that adds into it the need for more dollars. You're making more money. This is a bigger platform. Give us a percentage. Nobody's asking for the exact salary that the men are making. People know that this is a business at the end of the day and that you need to grow into that. But when you're making more money, you need to filter down more to the players too.
Exactly. So whatever. I hope that they get, and I think it helps that you now have big names like Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers is coming in and she is helping fight for this. Like, I think she recently did an interview where she was like, what they gave back to us is an embarrassment and we like won't stand for that. And she's making millions of dollars just on her like Gatorade deal alone. So she's ready to like help subsidize some of these players to make Unrivaled bigger so they can have more teams and they won't have to send people overseas. Like, it's just kind of cool that like there are all these big players. Juju Watkins is doing it and she's not even fucking in the league yet. Like, I love it's amazing. It's amazing.
They should, because just because you're making basically your salary elsewhere with all these deals, I appreciate the people at the top still voicing their opinion on these contract deals. Yeah. Because it is important. It's about the league as a whole.
And the other sad thing is like NIL wasn't a thing for a lot of these ladies. Like we in college wouldn't have had NIL. It just started. Yeah. So all these young players, I mean, like Paige Beckers is a millionaire and she's not even, she doesn't even have a full frontal lobe yet. Right? Whereas these other players have been playing for how long and they all had to go overseas and like just like they couldn't make any money in college. It was illegal.
Yeah. That's the thing that like the now players are coming in with money
and being like, we're going to spend
than any of the players who are well, not even that. It doesn't really matter how they spend it, but like the new players are coming in set already financially, whereas the players that have been there for years don't have that same opportunity, like don't have that same like nest egg of all these funds and also the opportunities. They're not getting the same like deals for any ad campaigns or whatever. Like, if you have to do a Twitch just to make up half your income, like live stream for 72 hours, you should be able to just be a professional women's basketball player.
Yeah.
And if you want to do other things, that's great, but you shouldn't have to like subsidize your income as a professional athlete.
So it's nice that these like new players like Paige, Juju, Caitlin, they can like really say, we don't have to join your league. We're here for fun. And if you're not going to pay us and our friends correctly, like we can just not do this. Yeah. We can afford to not play for you for half of it. We can still make it. We're good. Thank you though. So anyway, that's a go women. We're ending on a high. We're not ending, but we're going on a high note. Okay. Now what do we do? Reading.
Have you been reading anything? Yeah.
Oh my God. All I did was read, but I'm not going to bore you with everything I've read because it's a lot. So I'll break it down into a few weeks.
Yeah. Well, at least give the titles, like, so the people know. And titles and ratings, because it's your book club, my girly.
I know, but there's one book in particular I want to, I'll do high level. Okay,
well, you can dive into some of them, but at minimum, if you're not going to dive into it, give me the name and your rating.
Okay, do you remember how I told you about Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I was like, you need to read it? It's like Serial.
Alicia, I just got it from the library. I just got access to it on my Libby account. So in 1 week's time, I will finish it, and I will give you my thoughts back.
You're going to love it. I will say it is a YA book, but it is so good. It's like Serial. So a little bit of it, you'll be like, I can't wait. This child like cut it out, but it is really good. But then there's a second and third book that I read. Mm-hmm. It went totally. So if the first book is Serial, the second book is Criminal Minds from the FBI's perspective. And the third book is Criminal Minds from the serial killer's perspective. It was crazy. It got so dark, Meredith. I was like, whoa. But it was so good.
Wait, I'm so excited. I'm going to have to submit the second and third immediately because I'm going to read this so fast. I'm going to want the other ones. There's a show, right?
And it's a show, and I finished the show, which was different in the sense that in the books they're in Connecticut and in the show they're in the UK somewhere. So that threw me.
What? I hate when like small changes are made like that don't need to be changed.
Didn't matter. I think the BBC got access though, so they were like, we're gonna do it. But the show was a little different from the book, but still very good. The actors were impeccable.
But I should read the book first?
You definitely read the book because I think the show leaves some stuff out. Like I had a better understanding because, and it's only the first season, the first book. There's only one season. Okay, the second book I read, do you remember that book? Do you remember that football book I told you about where they fall in love and then she gets amnesia when she gets hit by the car?
Yes.
And then she loses the baby and thinks it's her ex-boyfriend's and not her current boyfriend. It was so funny, but so good. Okay, there was a second book to that, which I know I mentioned, but I didn't recommend because it was terrible. I gave it 2 fucking stars. Mm-hmm. But there was now a third book. And so on my long road trip, I was like, I'm going to read it. And I read it in a day. It was so good and stupid. Ate it up, Meredith. It's called Trust Me Always. There actually wasn't enough football in it for me, but it was a love triangle. But when I tell you, I did not know who she was going to end up with in the end for a long time because we got points of view from both of the men. And I ended up kind of liking both of them. Like at first, like, okay, you kind of see the love triangle forming. And I'm like, oh, I hope she picks this one guy. But then we get a POV from the other guy. So I'm like, oh, she must pick this other guy. But then we got a POV from the guy I wanted originally. And I was like, oh my God. But then I started to like both guys. And it wasn't until like maybe 70% into the book that I was like, okay, now I think I know who she's going to end up with.
Oh my God.
So it kept me guessing. And
Were you happy with who she ended up with?
Yes, okay. I loved it. But I did end up liking both the guys, so you can't know who I even like.
Yeah.
But it was really good. There wasn't a lot of salaciousness in it. Like, I would have preferred more. I didn't like, though, I'm going to spoil it. I did like, though, that, okay, because, you know, boys have secrets, and that's the whole thing is like, something's holding me back from telling her I love her, right?
Oh
okay, the one guy is known on campus as, like, such a playboy. He's always been that way. He's, like, been a longtime friend of this girl, so she's like, he's just a playboy, you know, friends to lovers types. The other guy is not friend, but they were lovers first and they broke up. So there's like a lot. But the whole friend group is like, yeah, this guy is, even in the previous books, he's always been like, you know, the playboy. He's always the lover boy. He's like, he's always got chicks. I'm sorry, I'm going to laugh. His secret as to why this girl might not like him is that he is a virgin.
Wait, he's a playboy and he's a virgin?
He actually hasn't slept with any of the women. He just makes out.
I hate when people write shit like that.
I think eventually some girl would be like, I didn't actually sleep with him, and another girl would be like, me neither. No, all these girls just, I think, want the clout.
Like, they would be like, he doesn't put out. Like, I get nothing.
Well, they're like, I think he gets them off and then, like, leaves? It was so funny. What? It was so, because all the girls were saying, like, what a great hookup he is. So everyone just assumed he knew what he was doing. So
he goes down on them, but, like, that's
guess. It. Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, but if I was like, did you get that dick? You'd be like, no, he didn't sleep with me.
Because you would be like, how was the sex then? At least the second or third time. And it's like, oh,
but then I'd be happening. Like, you know, weird. This friend in my calculus class also didn't sleep with him. Like, we could put this
it would
together.
Get out. It would get out.
Especially if he's like known
the
on
Playboy.
Campus as a football star. You'd think someone would be like, I actually haven't slept with, like, someone, unless everyone was like, I just want the clout, so I'm just gonna say I slept with him.
No, but how does he get that popular and that playboy? And I also would be like, what's wrong with me that, like, he won't sleep with me ever?
It was all suspicious, but it made it extra funny that he was like, I have a secret to tell you. I'm a virgin. I was like, yuck.
Good God.
Yuck. Absolutely. But the story overall was so cute. Oh my God, I loved the main girl. Anyway, I gave it 4 stars. Then I read The 100 Years of Lenny and Margot, which was so good. It's about these two women, Lenny and Margot. Lenny is 17, Margot is 83, and they're both terminally ill. Okay, so they're both in the hospital. And Lenny is really upset because she's going to die at 17. So she's like, I haven't even lived a life. But then she meets Margot and she's like, between the two of us, we've lived 100 years. So she's like, they do these art classes. So she's like, what if we paint a picture for every year? So it kind of tells our story for when we're gone. You know? So then we see kind of not so much Lenny's story. It's told in the POV of Lenny, and she's only lived 17 years, so there's not much. But she then listens to Margot's story, which is so beautiful. It's a queer love story. I was like dying. It was so cute. I cried at the end of it. It was so cute. I gave it 5 stars.
Does it like basically flash back and it's as if you were each of the actual years that they were living?
Yeah. So like Margot will be like, let me tell you about this story, and she'll tell a story from that year while she's painting, and then it's like from her POV, and then it cuts back, and it's very cute. It was really good. 5 stars. Oh my God, I was like heart wrenched. Anyway, then I read Song of Achilles. Do you remember that?
I think I've heard of that.
Probably. It's very popular. I also gave it 5 stars. I also cried. I didn't know it was kind of a known thing in Greek. I don't know anything about Greek mythology, that Achilles was gay.
I didn't know that either.
He had like a partner, because when I mentioned it to my family, my dad was like, oh, is his boyfriend in it? And I was like, I'm sorry? I thought this was a fictional story. Apparently it's in Greek mythology. His boyfriend.
I don't know anything about Greek mythology.
I don't either, but I want to learn now. The boyfriend's name is Patroclus. I don't know. It's from his point of view, so I didn't have to say his name that But it's basically the story of like how they met and how Achilles became, what is he, the god of war? How he became a warrior.
Yeah.
You know, and like his story of like how he was defeated, but it's told from the point of view of his boyfriend. But the ending is so heart-wrenching. I sobbed to the point that I texted my friend who had also read this book, and I went, I can't stop crying, and I'm on a road trip. It was so good. I gave it 5 stars. It was so good.
Love to hear that.
And then the last book I read on my road trip was called The Friend Zone. It's by my favorite romance author, Abby Jimenez.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
And it was fucking terrible. Let me tell you a little about it.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, so I hated the main girl because she is a say it with me now, a cool girl. She drinks beer and eats burgers and doesn't do drama. Please. The only thing I do is drama. So me and her don't match.
That's not true. We drink beer and eat burgers, but we're not cool because of it. It's just normal shit to do.
And then I'm going to gossip, unlike Kristen here.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so literally the back of the book starts with, Kristen doesn't do drama.
I hate that. That's so pick me.
Fuck that. So she meets her best friend's husband's best friend, of course. Her best friend's fiance's best friend.
Wait, I might have read this.
They're going to be...
Keep telling it.
Okay.
I feel like I've read this, but maybe it's something similar.
She meets Josh because he's going to be the best man and she's the maid of honor in this wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start with like a fight, but then they immediately like hit it off because they have to hang out together. And then Josh is like, I think she's so cool with her beers and stuff. And so he's like hanging out with her. And then they like fall in love, but they definitely can't date because she has a boyfriend who's overseas in the Marines. But then her boyfriend, okay, yeah, terrible. And then her boyfriend and her break up. So now they could date, but Kristen's still like, I can't date because, plot twist, Josh wants a big family, but Kristen can't have kids because of her ovaries or so. I forget what it was, but she's infertile. Yeah, she's infertile, but then they do end up sleeping together, but they don't use protection because it's fine. She can't get pregnant anyways. But then she's like, we have to break up because I love you so much. I want you to go have a family with someone. And he's like, Kristen, I'm literally telling you we can adopt and other shit. I just want to be with you. And she's like, I'm not giving you that option. It was so uncool.
I can't be the reason you don't have I hate that.
If you ask me, it's so uncool of her.
I agree.
If I'm telling you,
I understand if because I'm pretty sure in the book he's like, oh yeah, I can't wait to have kids or like I can't wait to have a family one day.
Yeah, he said I can't wait to have a big family, and then she said something like, would you ever adopt? And he's like, I want my own kids. Like,
yeah, and it's like,
he's
well,
29.
They don't have the information, and like it's the choice between losing you and these fictional kids that don't exist. He will pick you if you actually disclose the information.
That is exactly what he says to her. And she's like, no, I can't. But then they're brought back together because the future husband dies in a motorcycle accident. So Josh lost his best friend, and now Kristen has to take care of her best friend who's lost her fiance. So then the worst part was Josh is literally grieving his best friend, and Kristen's like, but we need space because we can't fall in love. And I was like, oh my God, you are uncool if you ask me. I don't know what cool girl is, but just shut the fuck up. And then Josh is like, but I would still love her. At that point, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck you, bitch.
No, because
they're both terrible.
If you love this man, like, why wouldn't you want to see him through losing his best friend? You don't have to have sex with him and start a relationship, but you can still be in his life. Like, losing you doubles down the trauma.
And then the worst part was Kristen's going to have this surgery to help with her insides, which will make her infertile. But then the doctor's like, we actually can't operate because you're pregnant. It happened on the first time you and Josh ever slept together, which is crazy because she's been having unprotected sex her whole life. But that one time with the guy she now is going to marry is the time she gets pregnant. Also, she was 24. So I was like, oh my God, she's just a child. I prefer my Abby Jimenez books when they're 30 plus and doctors. That was really my series when I talked about that. That was really it. So good. But now I'm reading the second book in the series.
It's something about a playlist. It's when the best friend,
the happily ever after playlist. Did you read that too?
No, I didn't. I couldn't handle it.
It's so far a little better than the other one because I do like the best friend better. She's not as cool.
I tried to read them back to back, and I just wasn't ready to be like, oh, grieving person moves on.
I will say, Kristen in this book still drives me absolutely nuts, dude. Her best friend is like, I don't know if I'm ready to date because I lost my husband like a month before my wedding. And Kristen's like, just get digged down, girl. That is the craziest shit I've ever fucking heard.
No.
But I will say I can sympathize with this character more as she pushes away because she is like, I am still fucking grieving, dude.
Absolutely.
I hate the man in this book who's like, that's okay, I'll still date you. Stop. Get some help.
Oh my God.
He's like, come on tour with me because he's a musician. And she's like, I literally.
That's a lot.
Just threw out my dead fiance's clothes 2 years later. And now this is a lot happening.
Yeah.
So, well, I'll let you know what I end up with that book. But
it
got better reviews.
Okay.
I can't wait for you to read Good Girls Guide to Murder, though.
I'm excited.
Okay, now what do we do?
Wait, I read a book, and I'm curious how you would feel about this.
Okay.
I think it's called If He Would Have Been With Me, I think it's like If He Would Have Been With Me. And
I'm looking it up.
The story is like two best friends. Their moms were best friends, and they both get pregnant around the same time. Girl main character's mom, like her parents are married. And then the guy main character, his mom just like slept with someone who's rich, and the rich guy did not want to be a part of the life. So instead of like him being a part of the son's life, the rich dad bought like the house next door to this other family. So these two get like raised next to each other, and they do holidays together. Like they do everything together. But
he's not involved. He was
the dad's not involved.
I'll give you the house next to the best.
Your best friend.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've got your community, and like I'll be over here.
Okay.
And the dad's like,
honestly though, if you're gonna be a deadbeat dad, at least get him a house next to their bestie.
Agreed.
I'm not even mad at the dad right now.
Agreed.
Okay.
The dad's like not a character in this. And so they get raised their whole life together. And by like middle school, they stop hanging out. The kids stop hanging out together.
Cooties.
And it's like so weird for the moms. No, they're like, they won't speak at dinner anymore. Like they are nothing. But they do all their holidays together. Their lives at school like split. And they go to high school, and nobody knows that they're basically like family, and they like start their own independent lives. Like the boy is a soccer player, he's like in the popular crowd, and the girl is in this kind of like alternative crowd, like they're above everything because everything's so mainstream type of mentality.
I love it. All right.
And so they like live their independent lives in high school, and every once in a while they obviously like cross over. Like people find out that they know each other and live next door to each other, and their families are friends.
Is it like 2000 Salacious where you didn't talk about outside your clique? So it's like kind of crazy.
Yes.
I eat that up.
Like there was something happened, and she mentioned like knowing the guy's name is Finney, and they were like, why do you call him Finney? His name's Finn, like at school. And she was like, well, and then like the girl has a boyfriend, and the boyfriend like tells the whole friend group like, no, they're like family, like they spend Christmas together, and they're all like, what? And she's like, oh my God, like yeah. So like they're clocking in and out of their like high school life and like this like family life, but still like at the holidays the kids are like not speaking, and the moms are always like, what is going on here?
I'd be so pissed if I was a mom. I'd be like, no, because listen, this is my best friend, this is now your best friend.
Correct. It's like so awkward. And every once in a while, like each of them have like a significant other in high school, and like they'll like dabble into the like family, like the crossover family stuff. And they're always just like, oh, I'm here. Like this is weird to hang out with this girl that we don't hang out with at school. So they go through their whole high school career. And at the very end of high school, the boy's girlfriend goes to Europe for the summer. So she's out of the picture. And the girl's boyfriend breaks up with her because he slept with her friend. It's like the most insane thing.
Salacious.
Yes. So the main boy, Finney, is like, oh my God, are you okay? Like they're all worried about Autumn, the girl. And the moms are like, you need to hang out with her. Like get her out of bed. She's like clearly depressed.
Yeah.
And so he's like, okay.
You lose
so
your
like,
boyfriend and your best friend. Jeez.
Correct. And so they start hanging out like now that school's over, like it's summer. So they're hanging out like every day, like kind of like they were in middle school, but they can drive and do their own things. And so like they're kind of reconnecting here, and they're both going to the same college in the fall. And so it's like, oh my God,
how did that happen?
I don't know.
Okay.
And so they hang out, and they slowly kind of start to talk about like what happened like over the course of the years, and they're like making comments, or like there's like little things, and the boy Finn is like, it's so weird, like you don't know my best friend, and like I've never hung out with him. So they start hanging out with his best friend, and Finney like walks inside at some point, and the best friend is like, don't mess with my guy. Like you like ruined him. He has taken so many years to get over you and like not be in love with you. Like, don't do this to him unless you're in. And she was like, what are you talking about? He's not in love with me. Like, we're like family. Like, there's nothing going on. And the best friend is like, stop. Don't do this to him. Like, he has like his girlfriend's abroad. Like, don't do this. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And so they continue to hang out.
He's the cool one.
Yes.
That's crazy. Oh my God. Tell me everything.
So then they're still hanging out, and they'll hang out with like the best friend every once in a while. And Autumn like is a writer. So she starts like writing a story, and it's basically like what could have happened if they didn't stop being friends. And so she like starts writing the story, and Finney will play like video games, and she'll be at his house and she'll be like writing, and he's like, can I read it when you're done? And she's like, no. And he's like, what do you mean I can't read your story when you're done? And she's like, you can't. Like, you're the one person who can't. And he's like, what do you mean I'm the one person who can't? So then she finishes the story and is like, fine, you can read it, and like gives it to him. And he spends hours finishing this book and is like, what the fuck? She goes to bed and like is laying in, I think, his room asleep, and she wakes up and he's standing there and he's like, what the fuck?
But she gave him permission to read it, right?
To read it. Well, no, yeah, like he's saying that to her, being like,
he didn't just
what is
sneak
this
it.
story?
Yeah.
No.
Well, did he like read her diary? Okay, no. She
gave it to him, okay. And he's like, why wouldn't you tell me you like liked me? Like, I wanted that. And she was like, what are you talking about? You didn't like me back. And he's like, I was so in love with you. Like, why do you think I kissed you? Like, they kissed once when they were in like 6th grade or like 7th grade or something. And she was like, I thought you were experimenting on me. Like, you were the popular one. Like I just thought like you were wondering what it would be like to kiss me, not that like you loved me. And basically like he has spent his whole high school career like pining over her. Anytime he thought he had a chance, like he tried so hard. And then in high school, like he started dating that girl because like the Autumn like started dating somebody. So he was like, all right, whatever, I got to move on. And at some point in high school, like the girlfriend of Finn like breaks up with him because he's so obsessed with like his best friend from growing up that they break up for a while, and then like him and the girlfriend end up getting back together. But they realize like they both have loved each other forever. Nobody said anything. So then they like Finney is still in a relationship and the girl is abroad, and he's like, I'm gonna break up with her. And the night before she comes back home and he's gonna break up with her, Autumn and Finney hook up for the first time, and like they're like so in love. And the next morning, their moms were like out of town, so they like have sex in one of their houses. Yeah, and the moms have been like obviously wishing for this to happen. So Finn
they'd catch him and be like, "Yes."
Honestly, and they're like sitting outside, and he's about to leave to go break up with the girlfriend, and they're like, moms come home and catch them, and they're like, "Oh, this is so awkward." Like they were kissing, and they're like, "This is so awkward." Like I'll come back and we'll like obviously talk to our parents like together. And so Finney leaves, gets into a car crash and dies.
Yes. Oh, I wanted something dramatic, but he didn't have to die. He died in the car crash.
He gets out.
Did he go to the hospital for a little bit?
No, puts his hand in like some water next to the like girlfriend, not Autumn, and it like he gets like electrocuted. It's the dumbest way he dies, but
he couldn't even just die in the car crash.
Like, you guys had sex one time, and he's dead. Like you couldn't have like had a week together before the girlfriend came home. Like, damn. What? And then Autumn's pregnant. Autumn's pregnant with Finn's baby off.
No, it was like, so good until the end. It was so good until the end.
Like, he can die. That's fine. But
don't
like,
make her pregnant.
Don't make her pregnant. Give them a few days. And then, wait, it gets worse, Alicia. She's so upset.
Okay.
She doesn't know she's pregnant yet, okay? She's so upset that Finney has died. And earlier in the book, her and her high school boyfriend talked about, like, Romeo and Juliet, because, like, Autumn, like, loves reading, or, like, books.
Oh, no.
She tries to kill herself. Gets rushed to the hospital. Does it in his bedroom that has not been touched
do?
Since she slit her wrist. In his bedroom.
Terrible.
which hasn't been cleaned up, they mentioned there was blood on the sheets. Literally nothing's been cleaned since they had sex the first time.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, disgusting. Okay.
She slits her wrists in his bedroom, wakes up in the hospital and is like, God damn it, I won't be able to do this again for a while because people are gonna watch me now. And then they're like, you're pregnant. And she's like, what?
Oh,
and
no,
she's like, okay, now I have something to live for.
Yep,
what?
She's going to live for Finney's baby because it's going to be a part of him.
Yes.
That's still
I was
alive.
like, are you kidding me?
Oh, it did I was so sad until you said electrocuted. Then I was like, oh.
The last 3 chapters, I was like, no, this is the worst ending ever.
Oh my God, I hate that she's pregnant.
I'm okay with their happy ending coming crashing down, but
of course. I was
give them a beat.
Have him be like, okay, in a car crash, there's no electrocution. Maybe he's paralyzed.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then he can't bear to live. I don't know. He can die. That's fine. But she doesn't need to be pregnant. But if you're going to make her really sad about it, she can maybe try to kill herself. I don't know if I like that, but if she wants to be sad and however she is sad, fine. But then at the end, she realizes that she's going to live her life for Finn because that's what he would want. Don't give her a baby. Oh, I hate the pregnancy trope.
And I'm like, okay, so they she was a virgin when they slept together. He wasn't.
Well, there's blood on those sheets.
Yes. Well, I'm like, that means the only time she slept with the boy she's loved her whole life, it wasn't good. Give her a good bang.
You know what that reminds me of? Oh my God, this is terrible. In Secret Life of the American Teenager, when that one girl has sex and then someone dies.
Yes.
Did they die?
The religious girl? It was her dad.
I killed him because I had
sex.
That's what this bitch is now.
It was her dad, and he died in a plane crash.
But God was so mad at her that he killed her. That's now this bitch in the book. She had sex and then her boyfriend died.
Yeah.
She can never have sex again. I'm sorry. It's not funny, but it's so, I hate a pregnancy trope. I do too.
I was like, I like this idea. I like this, because there were there's a book from his side and a book from her side. So there's clear moments where you can tell he's in love with her, but she's not getting it,
Yeah.
And it's a nice buildup. But then I was like, well, they also foreshadow, Finney gets in a car crash at the beginning of the book. So it's pretty obvious that he's going to die by the end. But again, can they have a week of enjoying knowing that they love each other, not
but that's
12
fine.
hours?
I can't, give him a few days. But I like that there was all this wasted time and then he dies and it's I shouldn't waste time anymore. We don't need a child at 18. We don't need it. We don't need it. Truly disgusting. All right. And they should clean those sheets. Anyway.
They should clean his room. When I read that his room had been untouched since he died, I was like, that means those sheets haven't been washed.
Yeah. It still smells weird in there. All right. That was a great rendition. 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
I was sad until you said electrocuted.
Romeo and Juliet.
Did you love when he went car crash? I went, yes.
Yes. I was like, all right.
Drama.
And then I had to be but he didn't die in the car crash. He died in an even stupider way.
That's dumb. Kill him in the car crash. Anyway.
Yeah.
Great. I know we could do a quick. Are you watching anything fun that we should talk about quickly?
No.
Me neither,
not really.
The Valley.
I can't decide if I want to start. I'm ready to dedicate my life to my TV again. So I just don't know if I want to watch Love Island UK or Big Brother.
My sister is doing a Big Brother poll. This is her first year watching Big Brother, and she's like, I'm really enjoying it. That being said, she's never seen it before, so she doesn't know how good it could get.
That's true.
But I'm just saying.
But I saw Derek hosted a challenge, and I'm like, I love me some Derek, so. But I'm like, Love Island ends on Monday, so I could binge over 10 days all of Love Island UK season 12, and then start Big Brother and catch up to Big Brother current. So I think that might be what I do. That is an obscene amount of TV.
that is a lot of TV, and it is summer, and you want to go on a 10-mile walk on Saturday, so you lose a day.
Yeah, but like I'll watch it at work, you know.
That's true. I watch a lot of my TV at work. So I caught up to The Valley and Gen X, Gen Z, NYC, whatever.
You watched it?
Yeah, I watched all of it. All 6 episodes.
I love it.
I hate almost all of them. Actually, I don't know their name. I got to be honest. I don't know their names. Who's that?
Describe them and I'll tell you the names.
Skinny event planner dating Omar. Not dating Omar anymore. Grace.
Oh, why can't I think of her name?
Gracie?
No, it's not basic like that.
Okay, I like her.
Georgia.
She's chaos, and I love her. I do.
She's a great reality TV character. I haven't seen someone like her in a long time. She's so quirky, and I love it.
She's so open. I'm just gonna pull up all the cast so I can just.
You've got the Housewives kids, which are Ariana, who just moved to the city. Okay. Brooks, Gia, and Riley. And then Charlie is the villain.
You gotta go slower. I was gonna go one by one because I don't know any of these people.
Okay, let's start with Ariana, who just moved to the city, and she's from the Real Housewives of Atlanta kid. She's dating Hudson.
Love her. Love Hudson. I'm such a fan of both. I'm obsessed with her. However, can I ask, because I haven't watched Atlanta, I'm gonna start with that when I do OC now because I have to switch it up. So her mom stole all of her money.
Yeah.
But she still speaks to her mother.
I'm about to do a timeline on Kim because Kim, that family is insane. No, it's okay because like Ariana's is slightly different, obviously. But Ariana, I'm sure got a little bit of money from appearing on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But where the bulk of her money is that family had a spinoff from Atlanta.
Yes.
Called Don't Be Tardy for the Party. And so that had, I think, 6 seasons. And then she mentions in the show that she had some brand deals when she was under the age of 18. But even when she became a legal adult, her parents still had access to her bank account and they used her money to pay for their lifestyle. They are currently broke, getting a divorce, and their house went into foreclosure.
I mean, Hudson is like, stop giving your mom money. I think Hudson's great too. I love him too. I think he's an awesome boyfriend.
He is from a billionaire family. His family started Zaxby's.
Whoa. Has he been around? Have they been dating for a while?
They have been dating, I think, the last 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
But they dated when they were like in high school, broke up for a little bit. Ariana dated someone else, and then they got back together. So they've, over the course of 8 years, I think
they've known each other a long time.
Yes,
so.
yeah.
It gives they've been around each other a long time.
Absolutely.
Because they seem very open and honest with each other, which I also really like for kids this young. My other question is, she still talks to her mom?
Yes, both her parents, and doesn't really blame them. I mean, she's upset, but like gives her mom money. I'm like, if you stole all my money, then I'm not giving you anything.
I saw, and Hudson was like, cut it out. But I can't tell you to cut it out, but cut it out, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, then we had Riley. I like Riley.
Me too.
I'm sad that their moms fell out because it sucks when the kids get pulled into it. But I really like Riley. I felt bad because she was taking a lot of strays from a lot of asshole people.
God, especially that finale. I'm like, why are you guys? She wanted to say a mean comment. She said, never mind, not going to say it. And then you all hound her to say it and then yell at her for saying it.
Yeah, the fact that everyone's like, well, just say it. And then she said it and they were like, well, that was mean, you said it. That was crazy.
Gia this week was on Watch What Happens Live. It was like, I just want to address that, like, I see how I came off, and I've just been raised in this family where, like, I had to be, like, really on top of it and be, like, really mature and, like, a mom. And, like, I'm going to change that with my friends. And I'm like, no, you're a bitch. You're terrible to your friends. And now you want to make it better because people are clocking your behavior and you still want to be on this show.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Anyway, Ava.
Yes, Ava Dash.
I didn't wait.
She's also a Nepo baby. Her dad's the artist and has the restaurants. And
I don't think I like Ava.
I don't either. Get her off my screen. She gives us nothing. She wants to be on it now because it's like a hit show, but like she gave us nothing.
Yeah, I don't think I like Ava. I also didn't like that, like, we were doing what we had to do when we were talking about drama, and then she'd be like, is this drama circle about me right now? I didn't like her. And then we had Amira.
She wasn't shown a lot.
I don't think I like Amira that much either.
I want
different.
more of
her.
I don't care. She seems really cool, and I just don't think she was on it a lot, but I did like her on Watch What Happens Live. And when I looked into her, she seemed really cool.
Okay. It's, to me, indifferent.
Yeah. He also was like a friend of.
Okay, I think I kind of liked the friend of. Was he the one that helped Riley when she was having... Okay,
I would like more of him.
He seemed shocked when people would be like, and then you said this, and he'd be like, why would you say that? Like, he was a good, like, a B-list where you just get the side. Like, remember that girl Noelle on Martha's Vineyard, and everyone's arguing she's just eating like crustaceans? That was this guy. He's like eating his dinner, and they're like, and then you made the Ozempic comment, and he was like, what? That was awesome. So I think I like him. Gia, get this bitch off my screen.
She doesn't even live in New York. That's what I said last week to Jill.
So annoying.
She's like going door to door 2 hours just to commute into the city for what? Like, I don't want to see Teresa's backyard.
The show is called Next Gen NYC, and she's like, it's such an inconvenience to drive to New York. Also, it is from Jersey, but she's like, there's only one way in and one way out. No, there's not. I don't even drive.
That's what I thought.
And I know. And if there's traffic, game over. No, there's not. There's multiple ways to get into New York.
Well, there's only one way for Gia because she's a freaking princess, it seems.
Also, are you even driving? I'm sure you're not. She drove me absolutely up a wall. She was in everyone's business. She was so mean to Riley. She was so rude to Ariana. Like, she's mean to fucking everyone. For what?
Like, she's not even in an interesting way. I will give her at the dinner table being like, stop. He came to this dinner. Like, let him be. But you don't know the context. Like, if you're going to fight, like, let's actually fight and be like, what's your problem? You know? Like, I don't mind somebody being combative, but she would always just tell people to stop talking.
Well,
talk more. This is a show.
She was the main one that was like, Riley, you have to say it. You have to say it. And then when Riley said it, Gia was like, Riley, how could you do that? Fuck off, Gia. Literally, you've been on this show for how long? Just shut the fuck up. She's rude. I don't like her.
Me too.
Brooks, there's something weird about Brooks. I like him. I do.
Me too.
I like, you know who I don't like is Seth. Ew, the dad. Brooks, Meredith Smart's husband is so fucking weird, dude.
His parents were in it so much.
That's Brooks. He seems very dependent on Meredith. I thought his relationship being shown with Meredith was very cute. His sister was very cute. With his dad was even cute because, like, we saw the contrast of, like, Charlie and his dad versus, like, Seth. Seth is very loving and forthcoming. Yeah. Seth was just so weird, dude. Like, if I was Meredith, file for divorce.
Same.
I'm trying to become pansexual. What are you
the conversation
about?
With Seth and Charlie was crazy.
That was so weird. The fact that Seth reached out and was like, just you and me, bro. Let's grab dinner. Let's not. He's a 30-year-old man. Calm down. Okay. Georgia loved. We already talked about her. She's amazing. Who the fuck's Hudson? Oh, is that the roommate? No, that's the boyfriend.
No, that's
the boyfriend.
That's everybody.
And then Charlie. Yeah. Oh, I hate him. He's a weirdo, dude.
But a good villain. Like, we need him.
I heard, though, he got caught. Did you hear about the New York crypto case? I heard he's in the background of that shit.
That happened the weekend I was in New York.
Yeah, the kidnapping.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie gives terrible vibes.
Charlie is still hanging out with Omar. Like, actively right now. Like, I'm pretty sure they're either in Europe or we're just in Europe together. And it's like, what are you doing hanging out with Omar? Omar started an unregistered investment firm and scammed people out of like $1.7 million. Got fined by the SEC. But that's where his money has come from. Yeah.
Omar the loser?
Yes. At Yale, out of his like dorm room, he started like an investment firm that was unregistered.
You know how people are like, oh, but you got to give nerds a chance because they're going to run the world someday? You know what? If your gut is telling you that is a loser, believe that is a loser. Because I took one look at Omar and I went, Georgia can do so much better than this fucking guy.
Right.
He gave me bad vibes from the beginning.
There's just some people who look weird in a suit. And the minute Omar they do, I don't trust them.
Omar is that guy. He was a weirdo. George is still living at Charlie's?
They said on the Watch What Happens Live that no, she's not living with him. I can't imagine she would be if Charlie's hanging out with her ex-boyfriend who abandoned her in like what, Thailand or where? Like,
oh my God, yeah, he like canceled your ticket, right? That was, let me tell you, Omar's got a lot of balls because he was punching out of his league, and he's so still weird. He is a weirdo, but it was a show. It was, how do I say this nicely? I think it was good. I think it was definitely overhyped to me. Everyone was like, it's so good. And I was like, it's actually, maybe I am just now watching it from the lens of a 30-year-old. So like these people drive me nuts. I don't know what it is, but it is similar to a young Vanderpump Rules, but that didn't drive me as nuts. There was not as many cheating scandals though. And these, listen, I hope we have very few Gen Z listeners because I'm so sorry. Gen Z is a generation I can't crack. They are so different from millennials. I don't understand them. I can't relate to them. They're all too cool. It's a crisp
line of like the vibes.
They're all too cool for school, but also they have to be popular. They talk, that one girl, Ava, literally talks like there's no emotion in her voice. Everything is so boring.
She's always above it.
Brooks talks like that. They love their parents so much and they're all on their dime, but they want to be so independent. I think that's why I like Ariana. She gives big millennial vibes. She's showing all her emotions. She has to be self-sufficient because her mom stole her all her money. But Hudson is here to help. But he also doesn't give billionaire, which is a great vibe I'm getting from him. She's got giant dogs.
I like that they're rich. Like Ariana and Hudson clearly make, and like Hudson's from a very wealthy family, but they're not braggy about it. They're not weird about it. Like, yeah, I still want you to pay me back for what you owe me, but like I'll cover and I'll bitch about it a little bit, but like I'm not going to be snooty about shit.
I also, watching a show in New York now is so crazy to me because I'm sitting there being like, oh my God, if I'm on those streets, if I run into these people, they're also in like heels and I'm in my orthopedics and I'm like, we just live different lives. But then when they were like, yeah, we spent $14,000 at a club, I went, I'll never run into them. I'll never spend $14,000 on anything.
Agreed. That's what I like. I think they did a really good job of talking about the beef that happened when it wasn't filmed. Like they did. I think other shows really struggle with that on how to tell that narrative. And I think that they did a good job. It gave me hope for Bravo a little bit because some of the shows have been falling flat, or people are talking about like over on Real Housewives of Orange County, they're like, you're reaching out to a blogger. And it's like, I don't give a shit about conflict over blogs, leaking stories. I don't want you to do it, but like that can't be your main fight. Like you guys need to have real life, touch some grass fights.
Yeah, we've had that conversation before where we're like, we have no idea what's happening and I don't care. I will say my two critiques are I wish the beef was better on Gen Z. They did a good job explaining it and presenting it, but the beef wasn't like enough for me. Like I need you to wrong someone. I need the group to be fucking fractured.
That's why I think season 2 could be good with this Charlie Omar relationship still happening.
If Charlie's invited back, if he's not like indicted on this crypto thing.
He has no money. Like he's in debt. He needs the money. He will come back to the show.
Also crazy because he's a billionaire's son. He could literally do whatever he wants. I loved his roommate who was always like, I don't know what he does, but I'm on OnlyFans and I'm like, rock out to this guy. But then my other critique is, I don't know what was happening with the closed captions.
The words were so large sometimes. I was like, what are we doing?
Medium word, small word, medium word, large word, medium word. And I was like, what? Who did this?
We don't need, if that's a Gen Z thing, like
I don't want
it. I don't want it.
I don't want that. Give me the option because that was very distracting. I didn't love it, but I'm such a fan of Georgia when she was like, I'm going to do a roller or was a bowling alley party. I was like, I just love bowling, Georgia. I was sitting there like, this could be fun. I don't think her client.
Agreed. That's the thing. That's what I loved about this is they were like, the rest of the cast is like, we wouldn't go to this. And I'm like, that is your clientele. It's not me.
And they were taking hot photos of them bowling. I was like, man, they've never seen me and my family like fucking compete at the alley. You know? Like, it was so good. God. 10 out of 10.
I'm happy I influenced you.
It was Jill. I told you. Are you listening to anything?
I'm not.
I'm just listening to music, but can I make you listen to a story that I found out on the road trip that I think you'll find funny?
Yeah.
Okay. So picture my family. I have a mom, a dad, a younger brother, and a younger sister. For context, my younger brother has had like 3 open heart surgeries in his life because he was born with a heart condition. That's important to the story. Anyway, he also has autism, so he just spits things out sometimes. So we're at dinner the first night, and we went to the crappiest place on earth, but we try and eat not at chains so we can try like local cuisine. So North Dakota local cuisine was terrible, but we were out to eat. And if you should know one thing about me is I love Applebee's. So the whole time I was like, we should have went to the Applebee's down the road. I love Applebee's so much. I'm sure we've talked about it before. Yes. I love Applebee's. Everything good. They even shut the one down in my town, which pisses me off. But everything good was always at Applebee's. We weren't a rich family and we weren't fancy. So good things happen. We go to Applebee's. You know, like after a dance recital, we go to Applebee's. We got good grades. We're going to Applebee's. Like that was like like my parents would be like, you've been good all week. Let's go to Applebee's. Oh my God. Give me the chicken tenders and a lemonade. I'm so in. So I was hyping it up and I was like, I'm actually really sad because we don't have an Applebee's in our town anymore, so we never go. We should have went to this Applebee's because I love Applebee's. I was telling everyone how much I love Applebee's. And then my brother out of fucking nowhere goes, the last time I was at Applebee's, mom and dad told me I had to have open heart surgery. And we all stopped dead in our tracks. And I went, what? And he like looks and he's like, And my mom was like, did we really? My mom doesn't even remember. And my brother just like nods. And my mom is like, wait, I need background. So we found out because my brother remembers everything.
Everything. Yeah.
My grandma had come over to stay with me and my sister. We weren't invited to Applebee's. So my mom and dad took my brother out. And so I start laughing because I'm like, oh my God, he thought he was getting like a singles date night with mom and dad. Like, because he was he was probably like 9, not even. Yeah. He thought he was just here to hang out with mom and dad. He was the special kid out for the night.
Yeah.
And they go to Applebee's and they're like, hey buddy, you gotta have another open heart surgery. It's just like funny.
They're like, to lighten the load of the news we're delivering, we'll get you some chicken tenders.
Over at Applebee's.
You're right. Your family did everything at Applebee's.
I started laughing and I go, did you even let him order first or did you just drop it?
Seriously.
And then you were like, and now you can order anything on the menu. My mom was like, I have no idea. And my sister was like, you've tainted Applebee's for him.
Him.
We can never go back to Applebee's.
Oh my God.
No,
and your favorite place.
It was so funny. Now I'm like, I can't eat at Applebee's anymore.
You're like, I'm going to have to do it when my brother's not around. I got to find my fix.
Picture my little brother just like so excited and mom and dad are like, you can get anything you want, and he's like, I'm gonna have the chicken tenders, and they're like, Nick, listen, before the chicken tenders come,
we gotta break it
to you. Diet soda, but listen, you can't have too many plans this summer because we're gonna have open heart surgery. And then as a joke, because the open heart surgery, I think the last time he did it, it was like a 60% success rate, so it is a really major surgery. And my sister and I were like, oh my God, Applebee's was his last meal. Mom was like, he wasn't having open heart surgery the next day. And we're like, but that's the meal he's gonna remember.
Yeah. And every time he sees an Applebee's, he probably
that's what he
thinks
thinks of. I know. I was like, you've traumatized him, and now I can never. You couldn't have even just done it at Chili's. We don't even like Chili's, but
you should have gone to a single unit location and traumatized him, so he doesn't have to be followed around with it.
Go to the steakhouse that we never go to because we were poor.
Good.
My God. So that's my story about Apple.
Damn.
My poor brother. Good poor story Nick. To end on, right?
Yeah, seriously.
All right. Yeah, that was a good one. Anyway, this was a great episode. A little long, but a lot of stuff to talk about. Do all the things I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. And with that, love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.